If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back, WNST Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We're live on Radio Row, Super Bowl 49. Luke Jones riding shotgun, and we got a guy who has visited us in the past, and he's here, known as the Nigerian Nightmare, but smoking a Cuban cigar here, but not really smoking it. I can smell it from here. That's a fantastic cigar there, Christian Okoye. How are you, man?
That's awesome. I'm great, man. Thanks for having me. You know, I can say Cuban cigars now because you're allowed to have Cuban cigars in America now.
That's a real Cuban.
Yeah, it's real Cuban, yeah.
All right, well, thank God for that.
Right?
That's all good. Welcome back, man. Every year for the Super Bowl for you, and you're always here doing good stuff. Give us the lowdown this year on where you are and where do you live, by the way? You
I live in Southern California, and I'm into a lot of stuff. You know, the things that I'm going to talk about today is about we're talking about Pass USA. There's a film that you can go on there and download, and we're promoting the film right now. And the film is about teaching the correct technique to youth football, the guys who are involved playing the game as a youngster, and also the correct way of coaching, you know, because sometimes I will say 1% of all the youth football coaches in America are good coaches, and 99% of them just don't do the game justice. So, and it results in injuries,
right,
and so on and so forth. So we're trying to kind of promote the proper way of playing football and the proper way of coaching the game. So that's one thing we're doing today. So if anybody's interested, they can go to passusa.com and download the movie. And then, of course, I'm involved with my foundation, the Christian Okoye Foundation. 10 years ago, I started the California Sports Hall of Fame. So if you go to californiasportshalloffame.org, you can read all about it and see everybody who was in it. You know, Bill Walsh was in it. He was inducted before he passed away, and many other guys. So, and of course, 11 years ago, I was involved with a guy who founded Impact a Hero. Impact a Hero is an organization that works with injured soldiers. Supporting them emotionally and financially, because sometimes these kids come back from the war, you know, with lost limbs and burns all over their body, and that creates a lot of emotional problems. So we try to help them out. You know, we raise money and we take them, put smiles on their faces by taking them to ball games and showing them good times. And sometimes they have, housing problems, so we help them out. So. We're
doing good work, man.
Yes, yeah. You know, you can't start at one place and enjoy life, so you have to move around and do things, right?
The Nigerian Nightmare, man.
Yes,
here, Christian Okoye stops by almost an annual basis. We get to see you, man. You were in good shape. You look good, man. You look like you could still go out there and at least 600-700 yards, maybe not 1,000, but. Tell me,
I'm trying to live longer. That's why.
Tell me this: how does a Nigerian kid find football? Because football in your country, where your family's from, means soccer. You know, here, and we're all big soccer fans around here. But you came to this country, you still keep the accent, and you have the that lilt about you for your lifetime. Not many guys that played in the National Football League have that sort of background.
Yeah, well, you know, I will say that I'm blessed in such a way that I grew up in Nigeria, played soccer all my life, and I came to this country, got introduced to football. And, of course, I got in between that, I got into track and field, which actually made me start playing football. In '84, I was supposed to be in the Olympics, right, and Nigeria didn't take me, so I switched to football because I was so disappointed. And, it's a blessing in disguise. I'm just a blessed guy, man. You know, just played everything in front of me, and got into football, was a success at it, and more so helped my family. Grew up in a poor family, and I helped my family put a lot of them through college, and so it's all good.
How much does the soccer and track background, how much did that help you? I mean, when you just look at you, and especially when you get to the NFL, I mean, you're this big bruising fullback-looking guy where people are thinking, okay, this guy's going to be physical, he's going to be tough, but you had that that combination of size and speed that I think a lot of defenders, at least early on when you got to KC, probably they were a little bit surprised.
Well, when you think about soccer kind of it helps kids develop that body coordination.
Right.
You know, if you remember Kim Olajuwon when he was playing basketball, he was so agile. He could have done anything. He was a forward or, you know, a center. And
he's even bigger than you.
Yeah, he can handle the ball. He played soccer. So soccer kind of, you know, got him into doing the things that he did. He didn't play basketball growing up.
Right.
He started playing basketball in college. You know, so late, and it was so good. So I encourage and advise parents today, put your kids in soccer. At early age, 7, 8, 5, even 5, you know, let them start playing soccer because it helps them develop their body coordination. And then when they get into football, you know, they will do much better.
For you, with the concussions and everything that goes on, part of the film here is teaching kids how to tackle, play the game to not get hurt.
Yes.
I don't know that you had that kind of training back in your day, right? I mean, that they thought about the game differently, and I think this generation, really the last 10 years, with concussion protocol and all the things that have happened. How many concussions for you? Do you even know?
Oh, I don't even know. I had many. I tell this story all the time. You know, if you have time, it's not very long. I was in Las Vegas last year with Richard Dent, and somebody asked him, and they said, "What was the worst concussion you ever had?" And he mentioned, with that guy right there, he pointed at me, and it made me laugh because I remember the exact play that he was describing. We went to Chicago to play the Bears, and of course, if you remember back then, I was the only back in the backfield, and they handed me the ball left and right. I was going to my left, and Richard Dent got off of his block, and he came running, so we collided like this. He went his way, and I went my way. I got up, and my head was woozy. I couldn't see from the right side of my face. I couldn't feel. And I jogged back to the huddle, and Stick the Bug, he calls the exact same play to the right side because, of course, the last play was successful.
Right.
So he calls the same play to the right side. And I say, Steve, no, we have to throw the ball now. He says, why? I said, I don't feel good. I can see, you know. So he changed that to a pass play. But anyway, going back to Richard Dent, he was talking last year and was describing that play, and he says, man, he gave me the worst concussion I ever had. And then I got back to the huddle. I was praying they throw the ball, and they did. I said, hey, I changed that ball. We're going to run it.
Right.
Yeah.
Christian Okoye, offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. Joining us here, PastUSA.com. Tell me a little bit more about the film, because I haven't seen the film, and we've had some folks promoting it.
Yeah.
Just some thoughts about what you can, because there's a big controversy going on. Should my son play football?
Yeah.
You know, should my daughter play soccer? We're hearing more about soccer concussions.
Yeah.
And then I think about, like, a guy like you. You look like you could play rugby right back in the day. And I think about the rugby guys running around with no helmet, no protection at all. And rugby's played all over the world as well.
Yeah. But, you know, the way I like to describe this film and what's in it, and also the advice I give to parents, you know, when you put your kid into youth football, make sure the coaches are the right coaches. Make sure the coaches are the ones who can direct your kid to have fun, you know, because
it's funny, people pick babysitters. They try to pick schools and teachers. A lot of times you just put your kid in a program, whoever drafts them in the they go and play ball for them.
Exactly.
In any sport.
When a kid is playing football, you want your kid to have fun. It's all about having fun. It's sport. It's not, coach telling the kid, knock his head off. That's not football. You don't knock anybody's head off. You're going to, in the attempt to knock somebody's head off, you're knocking your own head off. You see? So you don't do that. You don't talk to kids like that. And I see it all the time. So when you tackle, you want to tackle. You don't want to hit. Football, I know, everybody want to see hits. They want to hear the
It's
noise.
like a video game, right?
Yeah. So, but tackling is tackling. You know, when you come in contact with somebody, you just keep pushing him. You know, don't stop your legs from moving. You have to move your legs so that you can get that person down. You don't hit him just to knock him out. You know, that's the bad way. When I was playing, many guys tried to do that and they were not successful. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't do it.
You get back to Kansas City sometimes?
Yes, I go back every month.
We went back in October and the Orioles lost, so we weren't real happy. But we were really happy
I'm
with
sorry
the Chiefs.
about that, man.
But the Chiefs took care of business for us, got the Ravens into the playoffs, right?
They did. Beat the San Diego Chargers.
That last game, we had a little bit of fun with that. We are appreciative to the Chiefs.
Hey, no problem, man. We can do that.
The website is pastusa.com, learning about children. The film is called The United States of Football,
Yes.
And teaching kids how to play football the right way. He is Christian Okoye. We call you the Nigerian Nightmare. We may should be like the Nigerian nice guy. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what you are.
Well, just on the field. Just on the field, you know.
Well, that's the
always
great
nice to me.
contrast. The
Yeah.
guy was really scary on the field, and off the field, he's a great guy.
That's right.
Enjoy
You got to live
talking
your
to you every
life.
year.
Yeah. And to go back on this film, there's going to be a screening going on at the Carmike Theater in Surprise, Arizona. So I've never been to Surprise, so maybe the people.
Maybe you'll be surprised.
Maybe you'll be surprised.
They
yeah.
play spring training baseball in Surprise, Arizona.
Oh,
That's all
really?
good. Yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm not a baseball guy, so I don't know that.
No one from Africa is a baseball guy, I don't think. They're all soccer guys, what they are. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare here for PastUSA.com. Good seeing you, man.
Hey,
Every
good
year.
seeing you. Thanks
there
for having
goes,
me,
man.
man.
Runs the
Thank
ball.
you.
Always fun to hang out with Christian Okoye. We're at Super Bowl 49. We're on Radio Row in Phoenix, Arizona. It is all brought to you by our friends at Charles Newsonoff. Give Sydney a call out there. I keep saying, my wife keeps seeing that silver trophy. She's thinking silver, gold. They got it all over there at Charles Newsonoff. Visit them, as well as by Continental Title. We appreciate their sponsorship of all the things we're doing here at Super Bowl 49. Luke is Luke at WNST.net. I am Nasty at WNST.net. We're continuing ongoing, evolving coverage of all things New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. I'm Nestor. You can find us out on Twitter and on Facebook for great pics, videos, and more. We are WNST.net at AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.